Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Friday, November 10th, 2023, and I'm trying to get myself together. I'm going to give the full confession in just about 30 seconds, but it is Friday, November 10th, 2023, and I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that share button. We have a great sister that is coming in this morning. I just call her Sister Pam, but she'll give her proper full government introduction. But just before we do that, I wanted to share something with you. I shared a couple of months ago, actually about a month ago, that I had the opportunity to work with the Massachusetts Health Connector as an entrepreneur, 1099er, business owner. In working with them for the past couple of years, the Health Connector has now come up with an insurance for 1099ers. And so we're going to debut that commercial with you all today, like right now. All right. So 30 seconds, bear with us, and y'all pray, because y'all know me in tech sometimes. All right. I think we're good. Pam, shake your head in the back if we hear the sound when I start, and let me know.
For the innovators, the dreamers, the risk takers, independent workers who keep our neighborhoods thriving, Connector Care from the Massachusetts Health Connector has plans for every lifestyle and budget.
Having access to affordable healthcare is for everyone in our community.
Connector Care plans help more people save on healthcare that covers all their needs. Find out if you qualify for Connector Care. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
All right, so that's a commercial, everybody. But in all seriousness, if you're a 1099er, if you're an entrepreneur and you need health insurance, Mass Health Connector has an option for you. And so we'll be sharing more information about that starting Monday, but I just wanted to put a little tease out there today. But the reason that we are here today, this young lady is no stranger to the Java Cafe. She's actually going to be on the other side today. So you all comment to her as much as she does when she is a audience member. But I have known her, oh God, maybe from a distance. I want to say almost 8. I left BCYF, Nino, 20. I want to say maybe about 10 years. And then more intimately, like in the work and just through the platform and just in community, maybe like 3-4 years. And so actually probably a little bit longer than that, because I left BCYF earlier than that. Pam, just come on in. Listen.
I think I would do it, right?
You're not gonna mess. I'm gonna keep it real with you all. You know, we were out last night. Want to thank everybody that came to Estella's last night. And Pam is one that contributed yesterday to the fall resource fair that we did. We raised as a community all together, including the match of Estella's. We raised, get ready, Pam, to do it again. We raised over $1,000.
That's amazing.
Hold on.
It really is. It's amazing.
I at least got this one.
There you go.
At least do that one. I got to get some more bells and whistles. But
I'll record my drop for you.
Okay. And between the guy yesterday and you, I'm going to have a whole new setup. The musician guy that came in with that drop voice, I was like, goodness. Anyway, it is Friday. Fridays typically to be freestyle when I do come on Friday, but today we're here with intention. And so you have seen online that I've shared that I have the awesome privilege to grace the stage of grace. But Pam and another brother working in the background. I'll let Pam give out the flowers later. Have provided me an opportunity to be there, but also I'm emceeing a program that is moving toward education equity. So before we get into that, Pam, please tell us like about you. I know that you are an advocate. I know that you are an activist. I know that you are authentic. I know that you're strategic. I know that you have a brain that is just ridiculous. I know that you're a business owner. I know that you're a member of the Java Cafe. I know you're well known in Boston in the community. Instagram blew up when we dropped the flyer yesterday. And a lot of people that I know and love, you know, they'll like stuff every like once in a while. Oh, they was all over that post yesterday. So you definitely come in high regard, both externally from the community and personally with me. And so please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your story, because I think it helps people understand why and why you do what you do and why you're so effective at what you do. So I'll shut up, Pam, and get some caffeine in my system.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jimmy. I'm very excited to be here. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Why? Just act like we're on.
I'm actually, so it's funny, you know, I am an introverted extroverted. Like I like my alone time, and then when I'm out, I'm like doing my thing and working my magic and all of that. But I'm also very much so a background person.
Yep,
Like I'm
yep.
not used to the spotlight. I love doing all the work in the back and then just kind of seeing the end result. So this is all new to me, but I'm embracing it.
You're embracing it. You're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it. I mean, people know you in the cafe already by commenting. So for them to put a face with the name and just, I was going to say act like we're on Zoom, but no, because you know we.
No, we're not. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
So tell us, like, who is Pam? Who is Pam?
Sure. So I am Pamela Leins. I am the executive director of the Boston Education Fund, and I'll get into that like in a second. But most importantly, Boston born, raised, bred, educated, mother of 2 Boston BPS young boys, all the things. Entrepreneur. I own a barbershop in Mission Hill, in the Cut Barbershop. I love saying that as a woman-owned business. You know, it's really cool to say. I've been in the community. I've been working in the community for a long time. Prior to my role now, I was at the Boston Centers for Youth and Families for a good amount of time, almost 7 years. I was the director of planning and development there, as well as the deputy commissioner for my last year that I was there, which was during the pandemic, which was where you and I actually started to like really kind of see each other more in the community space.
Yep. So it's been almost, Jesus, it'll be 4 years.
Almost, yeah.
4 years in this February, March.
5.
Well, as far as you and us, no.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like working more intimately together, because wow, the pandemic will be hitting 4 years next year. Right. Anyway, let's stay focused. EDquity.
Right. So from that role, and you know, I loved it. I'm a BCYF kid through and through. Like to this day, I'm all things BCYF. I'm always trying to uplift and support the work. I was, you know, Henry came on earlier this week, future counselor at large.
Yes.
And he was saying how he like went to the after school program. He went to the summer camp. He was a CIT, he was a counselor, all of those things. I did that too. Like I literally grew up in the community centers. I learned how to swim at the Flaherty pool. I grew up literally in the Curtis Hall Community Center, the Agassiz Community Center, English, like all of the JP community centers. And so that's just a really huge part of who I am. I'm always talking about, you know, we are the villages, we need the villages, and I'm a direct product of that. So a lot of what I do and why I do it is because of the resources that were afforded to me so that I can be who I am today. One of the big things that I always talk about, and I've learned to embrace it, is that I always say this and I laugh and it's corny, but it's so true, is that I took the scenic route when it comes to education. So I graduated Boston Latin School, you know, prestigious BLS. Wonderful experience there. And they, you know, one of the faults that they have, and I say this, I'm very vocal about this, is that when I was there, I'm not sure about now, is like they ingrain in you that if you don't go to like a 4-year college or, you know, of name, of prestige or anything like that, like you're basically a failure.
Yeah.
So I graduated when I was 17. I was probably one of the youngest ones in my class to
From
graduate
Latin?
from Latin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had like just kind of turned 17. So I was like a new 17. So imagine my first year, I went to UMass Amherst. And I had no business at UMass Amherst. Like,
back in the day, for folks that don't know, Amherst was the party school. Not as much anymore.
I'm not sure. And what's interesting is, what's really funny is that, like, I didn't even know it to be as the party school, because all I did when I got there, when I was so young, like my mind just, I wasn't there, right? Like
Yep,
I
yep.
wasn't about the partying and going out. I was about the sleeping. Like I had time. I didn't know what to do
I
with
got time
time.
today. Yep.
I slept like, I've always worked. I've worked since I was 13 years old, school and work, school and work. It's kind of like just the way that it's always been. So when I got to Amherst in that first semester, like I didn't have a job. I had time and all
Yeah.
I did was sleep. So needless to say, I left Amherst
Okay.
and joined like the workforce. And so again, it took me 18 years to get my bachelor's. I graduated in 2017. I like to say I wobbled across the stage. I was pregnant with my second child, Maxwell. I graduated on a Friday and I delivered Maxwell on Tuesday. So I literally wobbled across the stage.
Damn. Did they at least help you? No, I'm messing. Wow. You graduated on Friday. So you did all of that while birthing a child 3-4 days later.
Birthing a child. During that time, I was also the caretaker for 3 of my nieces. So I had 5 children under my belt. There was a lot going on, but I did it. I graduated. After that, I decided to go and get my master's. So I actually have my master's. Last year, I graduated from Northeastern. I'm a double Husky with my master's. I'm part of the 4% of Latinas that have a master's
In
here
the
in the US.
country
Yeah.
or Commonwealth?
No, in the country, it's 4% of Latinas have a master's degree.
4% out of what? The population or those that
That
have
have
masters?
masters.
Oh,
Have
okay,
masters.
okay. I mean, but still, that's low. But
Yeah,
wow, okay,
yeah,
okay. So
yeah.
wait a minute. But presumption is when you see all the Latinx sisters that are doing so much across the world, in Boston, across the state, one would presume that they're at that level just because of the excellence and the impact that. Okay, but it's going to get to the point that you're making. Go ahead. I'll shut up.
Right. So all that to say is that, I always give a shout out to my mom, and I believe she's on. She's in Chile, and she said she was gonna log in. So I'm not sure. I can't.
Mother, if you're here, just put a period. Put something.
My mom, like what she instilled in us is that like education is the one thing that nobody can take away from you.
Yeah.
So no matter what you do, who you are, like nobody can strip education away from you. So that's always kind of stuck in my mind. And another thing she's always said is that, you always want your children to do a little bit better than you.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
she actually bamboozled me into going back to school, and we signed up together.
Hold on. All right.
Yes. Hi, Mom.
All right. Why did I just almost get the waterworks? Just because, it's just cool that your mom is here, and then finish that story while she's on
Yep.
screen here.
We signed up. So she signed up. We both signed up for a class at Massasoit in Brockton. We live in Rosendale. Like we would travel. We would leave from working downtown for the state, and we would travel through the stupid traffic every 2-3 times a week, take the class. And that's how I got back into going into school. And I just kept taking classes here and there. But I did it, so it doesn't matter the route you take. I took the scenic route. I love the scenic route. And honestly, I feel like if I didn't go through all of that, I wouldn't be where I am today, because at the same time, concurrently, I had real jobs. Like I was working for the Civil Service Commission. I was working for the Executive Office of Health and Human Services. That video for the Health Connector, I was part of the initial team that created
And put Health Connector together?
A virtual gateway before
So you can even sign up for the
Yes, I was part of that project management team. So like all of these things kind of just fell into place. I then went to work for Roca, where I got sucked into the development world. And like now I'm all things development, so all of these things. And my experiences along with my education, that's, journey have brought me where I am today. So, hey, Joey, JoJo's here.
Wait a minute, you can't say hi to JoJo without saying hi to
Oh,
Drew.
that's my boo thing, Drew.
And then the mom, I don't want to mess up. The mommy is in the room. You got some folks
Oh,
here,
that's
but
so wonderful.
we want to
So,
give Mother Herd flowers real quick.
yes, shout out
Listening
to
in from
mom.
Chile.
She's in Chile right now. She is living the life. She loves to, it's about to be summertime over there. So she goes over there for the summertime and
Come
comes
back
back.
over here with
She's goals. Mama Lanes is goals.
Mama Lanes. Thank you for Pam, because she's had a lot of impact, a lot of impact. So, and shout out for you for setting her up to go back to school.
So with all of that, I got this job. I started 2.5 years ago here as the executive director for Boston Education Fund. My role is new. There wasn't an executive director. There's always been a director of finance and operations. And solely because the role that BEDF has played has been as a fiscal sponsor for Boston Public Schools.
Okay.
We've been around, actually next year is our 40th anniversary. We've been around for a long time.
Okay.
A lot of people just didn't know that we were the actual education fund for Boston. So one of the first things that I did, literally within the first month.
Y'all listen in and just see how Pam flows. I'm just going to sit back. Let's give you the whole screen.
Oh, no, don't do that. No. Come back, Jimmy. Come back. There you go. All right. I'm good there. The first month of starting here, I decided, I'm going to take it back a little bit. When I was telling folks that I got this job, I would say, oh, I'm going to be the executive director of the Boston Educational Development Foundation. 1, I would get winded. 2, I'm like, that's a really dumb name. And 3, it'd always be followed up with like, okay, what's that? Right. So I was actually talking, shout out to Pops, Eric Estevez. I was talking to him one time. He's like, you can change that once you're the ED, right? I was like, word?
Look, and I can hear Eric actually saying that.
No, he did say that. And so within the month, I proposed doing a whole rebrand of the organization. We changed the name to Boston Education Fund. We still kept the BEDF because everyone knows it as BEDF.
Yep.
But that small change has been huge, just for like people understanding who we are, for us aligning ourselves with nationwide other education funds. All the major cities have education funds and Boston didn't have it, or they did have it. Hey, Evelyn. They did have it, but they didn't know that it was actually, BEDF.
Okay.
So, so that was one of the big changes that we did. And then one of the reasons that we, BEDF decided to get an executive director was because there was an opportunity to become a strategic fundraising partner for BPS.
Okay.
So one of the big roles that we do as fiscal sponsors, we provide the vehicle to schools and departments to fundraise.
Okay.
Which is fantastic. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful resource to have. We actually manage about $15 million currently of philanthropic funds that complement, not supplement, complement the city budget. I want to make that
words matter.
Very, very,
words
very
matter.
important. Complement the city budget.
Okay.
And so while it's a wonderful resource for the school and the departments, it's also, I always say this is the big and.
Okay.
And it's super inequitable. The reason I say that is because I believe, and I know firsthand as a parent and as a student and being in the community and all the things, that the fundraising that happens at schools are only as good as the people in the schools and or the students and parents that are attached to the schools during that time.
Yep.
So think about it. If you're a parent, me, for example, I'm connected, I have the resource, I know how to hustle.
Yep.
I know how to fundraise at my kids' schools. I have that knowledge. Once my child, Joao, he's in 6th grade at the Bates, he's about to leave. So
Yep.
I'm gone after
that.
that.
With him. to the next
I
school.
leave with him, right? So if you think about that, there are a lot of inequities that come
Okay.
with that, this resources that is made to help, but it's also kind of still enhances the inequities that happen across the board.
Okay.
You can have two schools that are very, very similar, literally across the street from each other, literally with like a different demographic or different needs. And so the big thing that I'm always saying is that, let's say I fundraise $1 million and I go out and I say, okay, schools, I have $1 million and we want to spend it in technology. Just an example, right? And actually, I could speak very truthfully to this too. This is the work that I did at BCYF, which was awesome. I love doing it. It was, I would get a grant and I would open it up to the community centers and say, okay, we have money for technology. You tell me what you need. What are your needs in technology? The center in West Roxbury could simply say, oh, we would love to have more hotspots. Fantastic. That's a need. Cool. Another community center in Mattapan would be like, oh, we need hotspots, we need tablets, we need, all the more things, and that's their need. So both of them have needs that are equally important. Obviously, one has more than the other, or a variety of them. So what can we do to kind of level off the playing field?
Yes,
Just equity, right?
That's they say that's the whole point. Yeah.
The entire point of equity. It's not about equality. It's about equity, and really like it's access to resource. So equitable access to resources.
Yes.
I should know that I can go somewhere and have the same access to a resource than anybody else. Fast forward, all that, I present EDquity Boston. So again, my role here is not only to maintain the well-oiled machine that is our finance and operations, managing the $15 million, like all of that good stuff. It's now we are really building this development side of the EDF.
See why you landed in the world of development, got your training, and you go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm not.
So I'm really trying to build this development world. And in that is the marketing, the communications, the rebranding, like all of that is all connected. And while I knew I had to, my main goal was to fundraise and to be a strategic fundraising partner, I didn't have a why. I didn't have a what. I didn't have a tangible thing that I can go out and sell, like the product.
Right? What do you call it? Elevator pitch.
Like I said, it's the product. I mean, this is all sales. We're a nonprofit, but it's sales. As a program, you sell a program, you sell your initiative, whatever the case is. So with I was in class. It was actually one of my classes, one of my leadership classes. And we had to think about like a project that we were going to present and kind of tie it to our job.
Yeah.
And as the teacher was, the professor was speaking, I remember I still have this notebook. I wrote EDquity by mistake. She had said she was talking about equity, and like I was thinking about education, and like I was just writing notes, and I wrote EDquity. So it was totally by mistake, and I was like, huh. And then I started looking up.
Yep.
I got the butterflies. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
I got the butterflies as soon as I saw it, as I saw the word. I then I created a logo. Anybody that knows me also knows I'm very creative.
Visual. And it has to be, yeah. I'm the same way.
And I'm a visionary. Like I see things before they become what they are. And I envisioned the logo right away. And I was like, this is it. This is my baby. So EDquity was born in a little notebook in one of my school notebooks. And so I presented the idea of naming the fund that we were creating and going to fundraise for, that to be EDquity Boston. Now, what's very different and what I'm super proud of and extremely scared of is that what I'm doing is really marrying, and this is key in all of this. And if there's one thing I want anybody to take home is to know that we're doing something different.
Yes.
Very different. We are working to marry participatory budgeting and grant making. So elevating the community voice, centering the voices of the youth and the educators that are on the, in the classroom, and giving them a voice to tell us what their needs. So marrying participatory budgeting with philanthropy, which has really never been done.
Listen.
For education.
All right.
What does
So
that mean?
no. I go ahead and finish, and then there's so much to unpack and chime in, and so I'm gonna have to. Yo, look who's in the room.
So basically, raising a fund to recovering city employees. Shout out to my peoples.
2 days in a row, I almost lost my interface. Pam, don't do that. Look, I'll be coming to you talking about, hey, we provide education. Can we get a grant for $650? No, I'm messing.
I got you. So what we're doing is, if you think about philanthropy, it's always really the funder has the power. Right. All of the power to decide where their money goes, where they want the money to go, what impact they want their money to make.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's their money.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely fair. The reality is there's a lot of people with that power that don't necessarily know what avenues they can make these differences for. So there are even, let's say, corporations in general that, have corporate responsibility. They want to donate to education, but don't necessarily, I'm laughing because I always say this and you always say this, I'm going to get in trouble. Every time you say it, I laugh because I say that daily. Yes. They don't necessarily trust the city budget, right?
Let's keep it 100. This is nothing on a current or whatever.
No, not at all.
It's just municipality and its government, and philanthropists a lot of times don't want their money caught up in the red tape, the approvals, the overhead. So that's part of the reason the original fund sort of exists, correct?
Absolutely. So we are I don't think I mentioned this. We are the 501c3. We are a nonprofit.
Yep.
We have to abide by all 501c3 like rules, procedures, all of that. The transparency is there. Our 990 is posted, like it's all there. So I'm providing that avenue for entities like corporations to be able to donate. There's also I always make this reference, but as a funder, I can get as granular, and I've seen it, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I have $1 million. I wanted to go to a school in Mattapan. I live in Mattapan, so I'm always shouting out Mattapan. I love Mattapan. I wanted to go to a school in Mattapan that has a 5th grader with a blue eye and a green eye, right? Like it could get that granular.
You can do that.
You can do that. So us on the receiving end, what do? We go looking for
the blue-eyed
grader, the blue-eyed, the green-eyed 5th grader in Mattapan, instead of saying and having a real conversation and being like, thank you so much. This is wonderful. The impact will be huge. However, I really believe that your $1 million can go a lot further, can make more impact if we're able to do X, Y, Z, because ABC are the real needs in this neighborhood.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I feel like there's more. I'm really challenging the status quo. I'm really trying to shift the narrative, the paradigm of how philanthropy works and moves. And it really just goes down to like real conversations. A funder, a philanthropist has the heart. They have, they want to make a difference. They may just not be necessarily connected or know what's going on in the ground or, so it's really just about having real conversations and educating and unlearning a lot of things so that their impact can be even greater. All that to say, EDquity Boston is now this fund that we are fundraising for, where we will create this bucket of money, in simplest of terms, a new bucket of money. Anybody can donate from $1 to $1 million. It does not matter. What's important is that everyone knows and feels that they're making an impact in the lives of our young people. And it doesn't matter. Like I said, it does not matter because at the end of the day, because we're incorporating participatory budgeting and grant making processes, the community, the funders, if they want to, the educators, the students, community members, the city officials, anybody and everyone is invited to the table to decide and have the conversation and say, you know, these are the priorities we think the funding should go to. So that's like kind of step one. Step two is like, all right, we made $1 million. I'm speaking that into existence. We made $1 million. We are now ready to re-grant based off of the priorities that have been identified. And then I would open up a granting process for the schools to say, okay, we have $1 million for technology, field trips, and I don't know, food. Food is key here. Remember when I said complement?
Yep.
There's a lot of things that like the city budget and the way that the budget is set up is like you can't buy food. That's why
Because it's the government. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You like educators literally come out of pocket to buy pizza for their kids or, you know, things like that. That's a huge piece about what is needed and what the real, you know, when you think about community, if you want to bring parents in, you want to bring students, what do you got to do? You want to feed them. That's like the number one thing. So we'll open up this grant process. The schools will let us know what their needs are, and then we spread the wealth. So the real idea is that we will kind of start leveling out the playing field so that at the very minimum, we could say every school, one, has equitable access to this resource.
Yeah.
They will. Like that's the number one.
And access. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then every opportunity that every time we open up this granting process, they let us know what their needs are. So again, we're leveling it out. We're leveling out the fields. So that's really the goal of this. I'm really excited. I'm really scared because it's a hard sell to the philanthropist. It's a hard sell to the funder
because it's
we're asking them. Right. It's not traditional. It's new. And we're asking them to give up some of that power. So like that's the very real part of it. Moving forward, in my gut, I feel it every time I talk about it. I'm sure you see it. Like I literally like my cheeks hurt because I know I'm smiling that much. It's because I know and I feel that this is going to be a movement. I see this being a replicable model across the nation in education funds, that they'll be using this model of EDquity to create a fundraising avenue for our babies. So I'm going to pause. I feel like I've been talking a lot.
No, because go ahead. No, you're good. I wanted people to get a clear understanding. Also, it's Freestyle Friday, so we can do what we want.
Okay, go.
We're freestyling today.
Right.
And so I wanted people to understand and get the full context. They got to know you a little bit, but this is very unique. Boston is known, Massachusetts is known for, you know, setting trends. And so this model here is very unique. The other thing I was thinking about was it's so interesting that sometimes the philanthropists and funders find it a struggle to let those that they want to help actually help themselves. All you need to do, I used to say, write the check. We'll facilitate all the other stuff. Y'all just know your lane, know your role. Yes, there needs to be sort of sharing of information, educating them, the intentionality of evening the playing field, because as you inform them, they'll talk to one of their colleagues over at Blue Cross. Hey, I heard about this, and y'all might want to adopt this because, you know, even if they say, you know, to make your annual report look better, whatever, by any means necessary, if we can get it for our community. And so I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you for this getting ready to be a very dope national model.
Let's speak it.
Let's speak it into existence. Now, let's talk about Tuesday.
Tuesday. So Tuesday we have our very first fundraiser for this movement. So Tuesday at Grace by Nia. Shout out to Grace.
Shout out to
Grace
Nia.
Nia Grace. See what you're doing?
I did it yesterday.
You do that. You did that. Shout out to Nia, her amazing establishment, Grace by Nia in the Seaport. We're having our fundraiser there. Jimmy is our master of ceremonies. Super excited about that. We have Lisa Bello and Mike Rollins performing. So anybody that knows Lisa and Mike, they put on a show. Lisa's also a former educator, which I love to like highlight and uplift because it's just amazing knowing that, you know, Lisa was teaching our babies.
And she it's so appropriate to, and also it's an example of what you'll have the ability to do if a school hits you and says, hey, the arts right now is resonating with our kids dealing with PTSD.
Yep.
You can give something, and that's an example. Yep.
Yep. One thing, there's one thing I'm known for. It's I'm your connect. So
Yes. No connector. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Pam. Oh my God.
so it's just going to be an amazing night. It's not going to be your traditional fundraiser. You know, we have a lot of great things. We have activation tables going on. We will have performances. We have a live auction, a silent auction, a raffle. Just being in the space is like out of this world. Every time I walk into Grace by Nia, I just fill up with
It's
pride and joy. It's like an out of body experience, right? Like just like, wow, this is ours. And so sharing that space. Also, one thing that I love to highlight in creating these spaces is that you will literally have people from all walks,
yes.
and that's really important to me. And that's why that's one of the main reasons I would say this is not your traditional fundraiser, because we are very intentional with making sure that every space that we create has voices from the entire ecosystem, the entire educational ecosystem. Whether you're a student, an educator, a school leader, a community member, a funder, a city councilor, anybody and everyone, a mom and pop shop, entrepreneur, that wants to make a difference and be part of this community, it is welcome and open for you to come and be able to network with folks that you would never necessarily be able to. So that's one of the things that I'm like really proud of in providing in this space. And then again, the goal is to fundraise. So we're really trying to put a dent in that bucket, and like you said, I feel like once we get the cosigns, once people are like, oh, this is a really cool idea, we want to stand behind it. I believe in equity. I actually want to start a campaign that's like that. I believe in equity. I really feel like people are gonna start joining the bandwagon, right? They're gonna be like, this is cool, we could stand behind this. And it's a collective model. Like I said, whether it's $1, $1 million, your voice matters, and it will be an equal weighing voice.
Yeah.
In the decision-making process.
Yeah. Not just window dressing.
Right. And that's very important. For me, like that's super important.
Pam, this is interesting because you'll get this and know the love in it. Pam has probably been one of 5-6 guests in 3.5 years that when it comes to the show, Pam did about 80%. But it would no. It would because okay, let's go to the scripture. In all thy getting, get an understanding. And so it's important, not just you can go in the boardroom and educate the funders, but the grass tops and grassroots. And I think it's important for the roots to understand. And I'm so glad that you highlighted that. And we're going to do what we did yesterday. And there's rules of reciprocity, karma. You get what you give. Pam, yesterday, in the midst of getting ready to raise funds for this, she's out here buying raffle tickets and donating haircuts to an event that's similar, helping people. And so right here in the comments, y'all, we're going to do what we do. We're going to do this Tuesday night, but just on a larger scale. There is a link in the comments right now. It's a hyperlink for the 12 that are in here right now. Please consider no amount is too little. Definitely no amount is too great. First thing you can do, if you can't go Tuesday, you can go to that link right there and donate $5, $25, $50. It all adds up. The other thing is, here is the information to the Eventbrite. Now, Pam, these are the
Those are the long. I'm sending you the
short links. Well, I did these because it hypers in the comments. If they click in the comments, well, you in here often. So the main thing we want to Pam, I told y'all Pam ain't no stranger. She got the whole I just I just love when you see people that just doing great and dope stuff. Because the impact is really it's real, and it's so apropos because from your perspective, Pam, just put on your not just development, but your mom, your activist, your leader hat, someone moving in this space. We haven't seen the full impact of COVID on our young people yet, not the full demonstration, and so we're going to need the flexibility of these type of funds where someone can call you and say, I don't know, I have about 20 students that they won't engage in any other way but writing. That's what they did during COVID, and that's all they do. So we need to figure out how we bring a therapist in to write with them to do X, Y, and Z. This equity fund is an example of, okay, not a problem. You're not going to, now, if y'all know Pam, it's not going to be no loosey goosey and she cut the check. There's going to be stipulations, there's going to be measurement outcomes, but not difficult in a manner. It's basically the nature of this world. You got to capture the impact of the work. Let's get that. But I said that long to say that we need this flexibility in place now, because we don't know a year or 2 years out. And so the establishment of the foundation, I believe in EDquity. I believe in equity. By the time the impact hits, the other impact is going to be hitting as well. So that's how we equity even the playing field of the needs of what came out of COVID in education and what can be supplied as far as flexibility of supporting the needs. All right, we got to. What are we doing now? This is your show. This is the event. The short link to the event.
Yep.
Okay, this is the short link to the event. And then Pam has also been gracious. Now I could just front and say, oh, just Java with Jimmy. No, she's been gracious to community folks that may not have the full price. And so Pam, can you explain just a little bit of the flexibility if some community folks want to attend and support and learn about it? Show is yours. Back to you. Back to you, Pam.
Let me find out. We're gonna have a Java and Pam.
We're gonna have a Tuesday night.
Java with Jimmy and Pam.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So again, the doors are open to anyone that wants to attend. Yes, the ticket price is $250. That is what it is. However, and yes, we are absolutely open to, and we have an educator discount code that I will share in a second. Jimmy, feel free to post it. It's at half price, so $125 for anyone that would love to, attend, make it a little more attainable. If even that is a big dent, please reach out to me. I am happy to
best way to either reach you or Sam in the private chat.
Me or Sam. Yep, I will send that information right now. I love that this is live.
Right, Pam, we do this every day.
We will work with you. It's not a problem at all. The important thing for me is getting people in the room that really care about making a difference in education. One thing I will say is that we were actually we were able to get a discount in parking. I know parking can be an issue in the Seaport. So hold on. So there is a parking lot. I believe it's the one, if I'm not mistaken, right in front of Empire, which is like a block away from Grace. $18 parking discounted for that area is very good.
In the Seaport?
In the Seaport. Yes.
I know a few people who's going to be reaching out to you for some parking equity.
Well, you can actually buy, I want to say this because it's you can prepay for that parking through the website, through the event website. So on Eventbrite, you can purchase your parking for $18 flat fee, and you will be taken care of for parking. Yo, we're making things happen. Shout out to Yardley on my team that made that work. We got magic. We spread the magic.
Pam is like me. There are two words that I often think disrespect when I get passionate. I'll be talking to a bishop or an elected official. Yo, and what's the other one? Y'all just heard Pam say yo, so we just hit a passion point. Wait a minute. I know people, and I'm sure Nia won't get me, but Nia and I have had some conversations, and some of the concerns, as you've mentioned, people like they want to go and whatnot, but parking is like a big issue. You pulled off $18 parking in the Seaport?
Yep.
Y'all don't know how.
I'm an alchemist. This is we use alchemy. Anything we touch becomes gold.
Listen.
No, and honestly, you spoke to this. I'm a true believer of like what you give, what you get, with no expectations. But I truly am so blessed in all the things. I mean, even with when it comes to parking, people laugh. I'm like, oh, don't worry, I got like parking gods are always on my side. I always find parking. I don't know why it happens. I feel like it's one of
It's just
those
called
like.
favor. It's just called favor.
And so, I wrote this the other day. I like give to live, live to love. Like I love giving with
Mhm.
nothing, no strings attached. It's like I love the feeling of giving. And I really, that's something I'm teaching my babies, like me, Joao, who's 12. I tell him all the time, like, if you do something, don't ever, ever, ever do it because you're expecting something back. And you'll see you're gonna get it 10 times, in other ways, and you're always going to be taken care of. And I truly, truly believe that. I do want to highlight one of the things
Go
that,
ahead. This has been your show today.
I own, as I said, I own In the Cut barbershop in Boston. And one of the things that I absolutely love, and I think makes us a little different than other barbershops is, again, I'm very intentional about the community engagement. So we do community events. We give free haircuts to kids, like when school starts, or I actually have a partnership with one of the schools in the neighborhood. They'll give me a call, say, Pam, one of our kids like really could use a haircut. Can we send them? They send them, no questions asked. The kids, like the impact that a simple haircut
Has
makes
on list.
is incredible. And like I tear up every single time I get the after picture, because it's this child that has literally their whole like being has changed, and they have this beautiful smile, and their confidence has been affected just for a simple haircut that for
Yep.
us it doesn't cost me anything. I
Yep.
mean, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I pimp out my barbers, but like they're fine.
Lord, we're gonna have to do it after dark, Jesus.
Oh, uh,
Go- I cannot. We got all type of screenshots for today. But no, I want to make sure that people are aware, because for things to become a movement, there needs to be this time of people getting well, let me not start. A lot of times we jump into movements and not knowing the character and the integrity of the leadership. And so I think it's important for people to get to know you, the work behind you, and then also what you're leading and pushing. And so now it's like when people hear EDquity, it's like, oh, that's that thing. And yeah, we do need equity. And I'm going to donate $10. 200 people donating $10. That's $2,000 for you. That is sponsorship of two, I don't know, lunches for fathers at one school and sons, and mothers and daughters.
yeah,
It's not that far-fetched. And
right.
the variety of needs that come in. And if you could just have a pool of unrestricted funds to do what you want. And this is unrestricted for you, correct?
Yes. It will become restricted in the priorities once the
Once
process.
as it should.
Yes.
As it should.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So that's the goal.
Okay.
The one last thing, and then I'll give the show back, Jimmy, I guess, if I must. One thing I said, I'm really leaning into, who I am. Like I said, I'm not a spotlight person.
But sometimes the nature of, I'm an introvert too, but the nature of what we do and how we serve makes us
brings it out. Yeah, no, absolutely. 100%. And one thing I love to highlight, and I tell my story not because I want to talk about me, but because I know that I am a direct reflection of the young people, our babies that we serve.
Yep.
I want, a young girl when I walk into a classroom to see me, walk in with my suit or whatever. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna roll up my sleeves. I show them I got my tattoos. I roll up my sleeves everywhere I go. I bring myself, and it's so important because I want my children, literally my children, and the babies that I serve every day to see themselves in me, to see themselves in you, in the leadership that is happening and the work that we're doing. It's for them. So again, like I am just a servant, a proud servant of this city. I am a daughter of this city, and now a mother for the city. So like I just
Come on, mother. Wait a minute. You know we got the mother. Are we putting Pam on the mother's board? No. Not you. Ain't you too young for the mother's board? But no, it is needed to have this like genuine, real gut concern through lived experience, and you really know to like you can hear a child talk, and you know about 3 or 4 things that's behind that story they just told you. Yeah,
Right.
it comes with years of service and intuition. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so I think it was so important to God. Okay. I thought it was only like 9:23. It's 9:53. When movements happen, you have to know the leader. So there's the work of next Tuesday. Let's keep that
Yes.
100. But beyond next Tuesday, the participatory budgeting piece, and people contributing. And don't, when you hear about stuff coming out, don't sit back and talk about, why was it this priority? Did you participate?
Right.
So
Right.
we're going to stay.
Absolutely. We're always talking about like not having a seat at the table. This is literally the table
This
has
is
no
open
seats.
table.
This is standing room. Come in. There
I,
is space for everyone, so I don't want to hear, like why wasn't this done or why. No, you needed to be part of the conversation. And there was, again, the voice. It's an equal voice, no matter who you are. If you're part of this community, you care about the babies, your voice matters, and it will be incorporated in the conversations to decide how this money is going to be used.
we what you call it need this. Hey, Julianne, Shalia, hey, not the mother's, but okay, I'm messing with y'all. Miss Teresa, that is so wonderful. This is what I've been teaching. Hands, those are her twins.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
I call them double E's, Ethan and Ella. But it is awesome to know that couple of I had what's his name, the student support person, Corey McCarthy.
Yep.
You saw it when he was on, like, and he's coming on Tuesday as well. It is so awesome to know that there, as much as we see some things in leadership going on in the world, in the country, in the state, here in Boston, all politics are local. It's good to know that we got people like you and McCarthy that are in spaces that are working. He put out a tweet the other day, and I was like, ooh, he's another one that probably says, ooh, I'm going to get in
I'm
trouble.
gonna get in trouble for this one.
But this is needed because I'm telling you, from the full impact of the pandemic not hitting to just getting up to a point where equity was before the pandemic, which wasn't right.
Right.
We need this unrestricted, flexible fund. So I'm going to go back in my portion here and remind folks that this link is in the comments. You can go that's directly to do the donation. And then Pam also gave me a link that's quick to get to the event. That one there. And then also this is sometimes Pam, they take screenshots. This is Sandra's now I'm going to take liberty and say email Sandra. Samantha. I know it's Sandra Castro. Samantha Castro, email her directly because Pam and Sam is helping. Pam is about to get real swamped. Today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is a half day, Monday, and you got a half day Tuesday. You got like 3 days left before the event. No pressure.
See these bags under my eyes? They're not because I was partying at Estella last night. I'll tell you that.
but my sister can, this is my sister, and we can. This is the Equity for Educators 23. This is if you go to the Eventbrite and you're an educator, and
everybody can use that. You can use that.
Okay.
I will say, let's put it this way: we're all educators. If we're in it for the right reason, we're all educators. So I'm opening that up for anyone that would like to use that. Again, the important thing for me is one, it's accessible, more accessible, and that you're in the room. So please feel free. Don't hesitate to use that code. It's half price, especially for your audience. So.
Thank you. Yes. The other thing I wanted to say is, I'm going to try to say this cute. This is James and not Pam. A lot of people have been wanting to go to Grace by Nia. $125 at Grace by Nia is on the low side. So you not only
Let me tell you.
you not only have the ability to get the Grace experience, you also get it at a discounted rate. And also, now let's keep it 100 for folks that are going to come in and talk about, I need to order. No, Pam has curated a wonderful past hors d'oeuvre menu.
The
We'll
entire
get
evening.
the entire, oh, not for the first hour.
No, it's yeah, no, I'm feeding you. I'm feeding you,
I'm talking
and
about other
everyone
people.
will have a drink ticket.
A drink ticket. A drink ticket. Now, after that, you need to support not only through your ticket, but then you're supporting Grace additionally as well, a Black-owned
Absolutely.
business in the Seaport, and you're saving money on parking. So you basically are going to Grace by Nia with all evening of hors d'oeuvres, a drink, and $18 parking for all of $143 total. Where they do that at? In Boston Equity Fund.
And you're making a difference in the lives of our
On
babies.
top of, I'm sorry, that's the I had been. That's the major thing, that you're doing all of this. You're having a good time. Pam's not pressuring y'all for red carpet stuff, but you're coming out. So if you're coming, throw a little something nice on or whatever, and come and have a good time. Be in fellowship and network with people. Have a good time. Hear more about EDquity. There's going to be a little offering raise toward the end of the night. I'm going to tap in back into my old Elder Hills days, and we're going to raise an offering. I got right now under my belt.
Decorate a basket for you.
There's one brother that has been helping behind the scenes with this. I know he's going to be standing in the corner going,
he's not gonna be there. We'll discuss that later.
But then I was going to say, he sure will help be in the back counting the money. And if you're listening, bro, we love you. But no, Pam, I want to make sure folks are perfectly clear in what we're offering. Hi, Lisa. Listen.
Lisa is
Just Lisa
period.
is. Lisa, is that going to be the title of your next project? Lisa is. And then just show everything that Lisa is in about 6 tracks. This is my sister. Oh, wait a minute. Yo, we got the folks. Yo, we got EDquity in the room. So listen, Lisa's here, Nia's here, Pam's here, I'm here. All we need, I should call Michelle. All we need is for listen, we got the co-chairs, Mayor Wu and Superintendent Skipper are going to be there, that's supporting this as well. And so it is so awesome. Shalia, here's the Shalia's like, where's the code? Hold on, way to go. Here's the code, Shalia. So this is the code for educators. All right. And Pam said we are all educators. And so again, for a total of $143, you get to go sit at Grace. You get to hear some good music from Lisa Bello. You probably will get to meet Nia. She goes around and greets folks. You also will get to, hear from the superintendent, possibly the mayor. And we're just going to have a good time. If today is an example of the energy that is going to be at the EDquity event, along with the music and the good food, and Grace is a vibe. It's a vibe. You know what I mean? So if you haven't experienced yet, you can come. We might get you out. You better come on, Shalia. It is definitely. Is there a way to purchase a ticket to gift to someone? I wish I could attend, but the way my knees are set up. Yes, Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa is always so supportive.
Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. When you purchase the ticket, you could just put the name under whom you want it to be under, and that's not a problem.
Okay. Or just say Pam pick, or Java will pick somewhere in there. Yeah. Okay. All right, Miss Teresa. Anyway, a lot of this stuff I got on Miss Teresa be doing. I'm learning how to.
You're learning. You're mastering it. You were Struggle City the first time. You're like,
I love you though, because this is the type of sister that brothers need, that's going to keep it real with you. Do you know Jaws that does the hair braiding? No. You need to meet her, because y'all energy and what you're doing and the young people in the hair. All right. Yeah. There's a lot of connection that goes in here. All right. It is 10:02 and I got 11 o'clock live at GBH. So I need to get ready to get out of here. Pam, thank you. I'm looking forward to Tuesday. Folks, don't forget that the link is in the comments. The hyperlink to get to the Eventbrite is right here. So you can click out of the comments now. We're about to end. And then this is the code. So there's the code, there's the link, and you can go to also to the website just to get all the information. And if you have any specific questions, you want to volunteer, you want to donate, please hit Samantha Castro at bedf.org. And I'm just checking my notes. And then the Boston Ed Fund, you can follow them on social media. Also on, now is this on Twitter and Instagram?
Yes.
Follow them on social media as well at the Boston Ed Fund. Yo, Pam is back here working, giving me all the what you hold on. We got the, well, I got the Instagram. They don't. Also, you can go follow Pam on Instagram.
I wear all the hats all the time. So if you want,
you was host, production assistant, all of that today. So you can follow Pam on IG and Instagram there. You can also follow Boston Ed Fund there. And I think I got everything. This is the code. And I got to go back and find the link, Jesus. All right. Well, y'all go back. Here's the link. And there's the code. All right. That's it for us this morning because I got to make it down to Copley. Well, actually, you know what? I'm in Roxbury now, so I can get there in like 20 minutes. I'm good.
You know, my office is right in Nubian Square. So.
Oh, we're going to have to come down and walk to before Soleil closes up or something and go have lunch.
I'm right across the street.
Pam, get off my screen.
All right, I'm out. Jimmy, I love you.
I love you too. We'll Texans talk and get ready for Tuesday, and I'll see you on Tuesday, but we'll be in contact.
You might see me before that. Out in these streets.
What's going on tonight? Yo, last night, let me get off of here. I just want to also thank folks for raising $1,000. Pam, I know you got stuff to do. I got to get off of here too, but thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on Tuesday.
All right.
All right.
Jimmy show.
I love you. Bye, Pam. Look. Watch the shade. Nah, listen, folks. I'm glad that Pam came in all seriousness. We need to support this. This is the arm in which unique things can be done in our Boston public schools. And so Mayor signed off, Mary Skipper signed off. A lot of folks are going to be there that move in the education space. So think about it. All right, folks, that's it for me. I got to get ready to get out of here for this 11. Before we get ready to go, today's Friday. All right. So, and also I think the contractors are on their way. So this is perfect timing. We will see you on Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great day, everybody. And we shall talk to you soon. Peace.